Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel, where today we're going to be checking out some more Soulstone Survivor. Now, today is the day where we finally answer the question, is the assassin finally good? And in a short word, yes, it's actually much better than it's been before. It's actually pretty much playable, even at the hardest difficulty. I just recently completed a Curse 7 run with the Assassin, and actually managed to do it faster than I did with a Death Knight earlier. So we're going to be checking that out. I might change things up a little bit. I am trying to still tweak the build ever so slightly based off the abilities. If you look over here, on my first run, I actually chose to use the what are these called? The Grenadier's Mark, which gives us debilitating bomb, as well as fan of bombs. Debilitating bomb, you throw this out and it applies a bleed in an area in front of you, and then fan of bombs, you just basically spin around and you throw bombs out in every single direction, and you also apply bleed and fragility. I was looking to see if these other abilities or weapons were good enough for me to try to use. I got really excited when I saw Form and Haste and Ambush, but it turns out all Ambush says is it basically says if you hit an enemy from the backside, you do bonus damage. But there really isn't a way to apply Ambush other than through Smoke Bomb. Which basically makes it so where all of your attacks are considered an ambush. So you have to lean into Smoke Bomb if you want to use that, and that may be something I might do in the future. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to try out a different method. I'm going to go for a bleed build because bleed builds are one of my favorite builds in this game right now. With some of the new tweaking they did with the dots, there is a new passive. And if you get this passive, it's essentially a free win for you. As far as I know, it's for pretty much every status ailment, and what it does is it basically does a percentage of the tick damage, like percentage of your bleed damage, up front on a chance. And this one actually applies to a lot of the stamina effects. I've seen one for Doom, and I've also seen one for Burn, so I assume there's one for every single one. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to make a Curse 7 Assassin run and see if we can get as successful as I was on the last time. I am going to probably choose a couple of different skills just to try it out, see if I can do something a little bit better. Rune-wise, I am going to stick with the runes that I have right here. We have Efficient Extraction, increase the amount of materials collected. We have Material Harvest. This says every time we collect a major Soulstone, we also get a small amount of minerals and gems as well. Weapon Expert, which is actually going to give us our bomb fan, or fan bomb, whatever it's called. We also take Dash Mastery. I always feel like this is kind of a necessary thing. The extra dash distance is just so nice. Pulse of Agony, every time you apply bleed, there's a 10% chance to increase your cast frequency by 0.5% for 10 seconds. It stacks up to 20 times. That means you get 10% cast frequency after you get this all stacked up. Extended Reach increases the range of all your projectiles by 80%. And every time you cast a skill, you have a 10% chance of gaining Prowess, which increases your damage modified by 3% for 6 seconds. Let's change this one out. And what I might do, I'm a big fan of multi-crit mastery. I'm gonna go ahead and equip this instead. I've already spent all my runes, or my skill points as well. And we're gonna go ahead and try this out. So if you like the content and you want to see more gameplay from Soulstone Survivor or a certain build, feel free to let me know down in the comments. We're gonna go ahead and click fight, and pretty sure I did the Whispering Grove the last time. Let's do the Caves of Dalzog. Let me make sure we have all of our curses of active. See right there, I believe we have one more that's inactive. There we go, Warlords of the Void. Captains of the Void. And go ahead and click all these. And again, I'm not a big fan of Ethereal Lords. So I'm just going to leave that one blank, honestly. I really don't think it's going to add that much. It's just more of an annoyance than anything. And we're going to go ahead and join into the fight now. Alright, so if you're not familiar with the Assassin and what the new mechanic is between that, or really the passive, which I guess it's not really new anymore. This is something they added, I guess, in the last patch. Anytime... Oh, hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze really loud. Anytime, or throughout the match, what you'll see that there is a, basically a target that pops up in the match. We'll actually see his portrait show up. We need to chase him down and murder that fool. And if we murder that fool, then we get some enhancements, essentially. We basically get some stat adjustments for a limited amount of time. Yeah. And as long as we kill that guy, and it happens quite frequently, we'll get those bonus stats, and we want to try to keep that as much as possible. So there's our target right there. Eliminate the marked target. We're going to go ahead and choose some skills. I want to go ahead and grab some lethality. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up Summon Assassin Enclave. Actually, you know what? Let's do Flurry. Go ahead and pick up this Bleed. Increases the damage every bleed you apply. And there we go. I chose Assassin Enclave. It's a pretty good skill. So we can catch up to this guy right here. And that bleed, it really does do a lot of good damage. The enemy should be dead on his own, and now we'll have increased stats for a time. And we're going to go ahead and make our way up here towards this shield mortar. And we do want to make sure to take this out, because this shield mortar is part of one of our curses. Essentially, as long as that's up, what should we call it? Any of the Void Lords is going to take 20% less damage. And I believe it might even be minions. I could be wrong. We're going to be working on cast frequency, area of effect, bonus skills, as well as probably some movement speed as always. I will say that my run was initially a little bit slower than I would have liked it to be on the first time, so I'm hoping that we can actually go a little bit faster on this one. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. I'm going to go ahead and remove Suction Bomb. I'm going to go ahead and banish some skills I would not like. I'm going to be honest, not a fan of Shadow Step at all. This one's kind of disorienting, honestly, and I feel like it kind of needs a slight revision. I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. I took Blade Sword last time, and it was fairly decent. We'll go ahead and try that. Phantom Bombs, we're going to go ahead and take the increased damage on that one. Attack speed's fine. Heartrending Slash is a good one. I'm going to go ahead and take Block Power. I took Armor Power last time, but Block Power just would essentially just make it to where we negate damage outright, so that's fine. Multicast on the Phantom Bombs. And we're not going to do Shadow Bolt. Blood Salt is always a good one. Increases the damage of every bleed you apply. Absolutely. And we're going to boost that up to 120% damage. So we are going to be a beefy boy when it comes to applying the bleeds. Our Void Lords are already up. Let's go ahead and go after our marked target. Let them chase us a little bit. So my Death Knight run, I believe, was like right at 23 minutes to take him out. Or to take out all the Void Lords. So we're going to try to see if we can get this less than 23 minutes. I actually got to get it sub 20 my first run. I don't know how many changes we're going to make on this run compared to our last run. So we'll just keep sticking to the guys and see if we can get that damage down or that time down on this one. Needless to say, much better outcome than I had originally suffered the last time. Just gotta make sure we kind of stay near them, because our AoE isn't as large as I would like it to be just yet, but we will get it up there. Matter of fact, we're gonna go and use a couple of these skills. Might as well go ahead and use Summon Assassin. I'm going to go through that over there and throw this over Debilitating Bomb, Momentum Boost. Anytime we get anything like this, we're going to go ahead and take it. Each time you have for each skill you have of a thrust, increases the modifier of your skills without the thrust type. So I believe Flurry is our thrust type. And so is Summon Assassin Enclave. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's good. So that gives us a multi-crit chance. So all these other ones are going to get that multi-crit chance boost. Agile would have also been really good. I'm going to go ahead and take Area of Effect. There's agile. Well, let's go ahead and get some extra health. Let's do damage modifier. Ooh, smoke bombing actually could be pretty good. I don't know if this works without skills that say ambush on them. So we're going to actually not use that one. I might try that out in a future run. Swing gives us area modifier 30% on our other 4 skills. Go ahead and take some extra health, and there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this turret over here. We don't want those guys getting that 20% damage resist, essentially. I actually prefer them over here, because over here they're actually not getting like a little wall to block off that we have to go around. They are pretty close to that one wall. And fortunately for us, we're actually taking them out pretty good. Like that bleed, or that the extra damage on bleed has been really nice for us. And it looks like we cleared out all of the lords. I'm gonna go ahead and save those red crystals there for whenever I need to access more, or to gain a whole bunch of XP real quick. We'll go ahead and allow the XP crystals to basically accumulate on the floor, and go ahead and increase our damage. We got multi-cast, a whole bunch of skills there. We'll go ahead and take lacerations. Attack speed's fine. Agile's great. Momentum boost, which increases that hit chance, or multicast chance, to 32% on those other skills. How wonderful is that? Lacerations, crit chance by 8%. Let's go ahead and do area effective blade storm, powerful strikes. There we're going. I'm already feeling a lot safer now than I was on my previous build. I'm feeling like we're making some good headway in a really fast way. Again, I can't overstate how important status effects are in this game, and the fact that they gave these status effects new passives that increase the amount of damage that's done over time is insane. And the moment we get that one passive perk, it's an epic perk that increases, or that does a percentage of the dot up front every once in a while, we're pretty much going to be in a win state, and you're going to see things dying almost instantaneously for how fast we're actually applying these dots. An interesting thing about the assassin is, by default, he comes with 3 charges. I think he's the only class to come with 3 charges by default. Let's go ahead and do a couple of other things. But go ahead and do area modifier. Let's see. All your attacks do another bleed, or may now apply bleed. Probably could have taken the movement, honestly. I'm gonna go crit damage. Multi-cast chance. Increase the cast frequency of that. Okay, cool. We're good. Void Lords come out to play, eh? That was my very proper version of the Warriors. And we're just gonna be like do a little circle around though. As you can see right now, we are doing the business to them. I'm a fan of giving them the business. And we are moving fast enough to outrange the flamethrower. And yeah, all Void Lords down. That was most definitely a vast improvement on my previous run. I believe at 6 minutes and 20 seconds, we have 8 of the 20 Void Lords down. Gotta take this guy down right here. Now, whenever we see our damage at the end of the run, a lot of the things we're gonna see are going to maybe not add up to what you would like to see, which is, you know, Flurry is probably not going to be doing like damage on the chart. But what I think we really need to account for is how many stacks of bleed that it applies to us, because I don't think it considers the dot itself as part of the damage of Flurry. We're going to go ahead and take out the shield mortar turret all the way to the south here. And I always try to mark what my damage looks like when taking these out as a way to gauge how powerful I think I am. If I'm taking these turrets out in less than 10 seconds, I'm feeling like we're in a good spot, honestly. We got the next set of Void Lords out. I am going to go for this target up here, though. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. Did I pick up the crystal? I didn't pick up the crystal. We'll go ahead and take our next couple of skills. We'll go with Leviathan. Actually, let's go with Magnetic. I'm going to go ahead and do Lacerations, Damage Modifier, Block Power, Cast Frequency would be nice. Let's try to roll for something. We have 9 rerolls, and we haven't used any of them. I'm actually going to go for Laceration. Ooh, Momentum. Multicast chance after using a thrust skill to 52%. I think that's worth it. We still never ran into the skill so far that gives us that extra, or that tick we want. But in the meantime, we're still just like watching fools get deleted. I'm even watching the Void Lord just like eat it hard right now. And there goes one Void Lord. There goes 2. I'm gonna go out after this target. By the time this guy gets to us, he's already gonna be dead anyways. Alright. Oh, come on. There he goes. There he goes. He's down. Only 8 more lords to go. Let's go ahead and work on the shield mortar turret. And that is gone. I'm gonna go ahead and grab up these. I'll leave the yellow crystal out to collect whenever the next set of Void Lords come up. Let's go ahead and use our skills here. Skill chain. And no. I'm gonna do Bloodshed. Expansive. I'm gonna take Behemoth. Might as well. We haven't been taking a lot of damage, but we could always end up screwing up and getting stuck in a rock or something. And we are in Curse 7. So there's a good chance if we make the wrong move, we could get hit one time and lose close to a whole life. I don't like to use my extra mans if I don't have to. And there is the target down. I want to try to stand in a clear area, maybe like this, so that whenever the Void Lords pop up, we don't have to like finagle ourselves around a rock. So we'll go ahead and just run around here, do a couple laps around these fools, and there's our Void Lords. Oh, looks like they were close enough to this rock over here that we had to actually go around them. And we actually have 2 Fire Lords here. That's unfortunate. Possibility of 2 flamethrowers, which I do not like the tracking on the flamethrower sometimes. Looks like we already have one of the lords down. At least one of the fire dudes is down. That's good. Oh, and see, that's what I'm talking about. So glad we got the extra health. We got hit 1 time. I'm not even entirely sure what we got hit by. But as we level up, as we get more experience, we'll actually get gain our health back ever so slightly. Alright, there's that guy down. We just need to focus on... Nope, everyone's dead. Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up a couple more skills. Behemoth's fine. Increased damage is fine. We have not gotten lucky yet with finding the bleed one. Which is very unfortunate. So we'll just keep doing this. Multi-hit chance and bleed damage increases, and we should still be fine. Now, if we do manage to get hit one last time, as far as applying the damage over time, or as far as killing us, we still do have our extra mans available to us, so we will be resurrected from the dead to seek revenge. Luckily for us, we got a heal crystal right there. I'm hoping we have another healing crystal show up at some point in time. And our bloody saws are also helping apply those bleeds as much as everything else, so good stuff. We got a target over here to the left side. We'll go ahead and work on him. You stood no chance. We have a shield mortar over here. Or a shield tower, whatever you want to call it. They still look just like the regular mortar tower, so I figure that's exactly what they are. Go ahead and level up a bit. Lethality. I think we have enough of the... You know what, we'll go ahead and take it. We only had 2 level ups there. Alright, and now we have our last 4 lords out on the board. Kathaz is the only one I really don't care for that much, mostly because she has AoE abilities, which means I have to back up every once in a while. Let's go ahead after our wanted, our target. There he is right there. And he is down. Let's see. Not what we wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and do Merciless. And let's go ahead and do Lethality. It doesn't look like we're gonna be lucky enough to get the passive that I really wanted to get. That would probably make our run faster, but it's not entirely necessary. I think we'll still be fine without it. Need to work on our targets, and they are all mostly dead, so Good for us. Gonna go ahead and dodge that over there. And not only did we get this one sub 20 minutes, it looks like we got this sub 15 minutes, which makes this the fastest character to do Curse 7 for me in a while. Got this at 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And like that, we're looking at our damage. It looks like Summon Assassin Enclave, even though it's probably one of the last skills we got, did 79.2 million damage. Blade Storm up here doing 72 million, Phantom Bomb 64.9 million, Flurry 54, Bloody Saw 26, and Heartrending doing 8.7. Again, the majority of the reason why this is probably the way it is because we did a majority of the damage from bleed. Yeah, but Summon Assassin Enclave seems to be fairly strong. The only reason why I went for Flurry first is just because the amount of bleed that it was stacking up in general at the start. It's too bad you can't actually see like a breakdown of the specific types of damage and what you did with that, but I'm going to imagine the bleed did the majority of that damage. Again, we're going to head back to the main menu. I'm going to show you my my runes one more time just so that way you can match them if you want to check it out. So again, for weapon wise, we went with the Grenadier's Mark. We got rid of Debilitating Bomb, Kent Phantom Bombs, and then we went for our versatility runes of Efficient Extraction, Material Harvest, Weapon Expert, Dash Mastery on its nasty side, Pulse of Agony, Battle Proficiency, and Multicast Mastery. I'm not sure how efficient Prowess is, but it's basically a 10% or it's a 3% boost to your damage for 6 seconds, and every time you cast a skill you have a 10% chance to add up more. So I imagine this one stacks up pretty fast as long as you're able to maintain it. That being said, did you like the content? Do you think Assassin's worth it? I think they finally made a playable version of the Assassin, something that's actually good and decent. I might actually do a couple more runs to see if I can get sub 15 minutes even again, because I think my previous run was like 19-20 minutes, so I definitely shaved off a bunch of time there, knowing a little bit more about what I was going to do. That being said, if you like the content and want to see more footage from Soulstone Survivor, feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you'd like to see a specific build. And yeah, until next time, you guys take care, and I'll see you all then. Later.